Welcome back to Consider This, where we're talking about secularity versus Christianity. And I think all of us got something great from our guest. And he gave us good insights. I mean, we can live as Christians in a secular world and still be Christians.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that even though we're living in a secular world, we should still live as Christians.
Yes.
And the Bible
Yeah.
should be our benchmark.
Yes.
We shouldn't look to the world for
Yeah.
truth, but we should look to the Bible and judge everything according to the Bible, right?
Yeah, like the story or the movie that he used.
Yeah.
So you could do that because you knew the Bible.
Yes.
So that's where we go first. And like secularism is second. Then
Yes.
this is our foundation. This
Yeah.
is what we want to look at first.
Yeah. And the faster we realize that we are waiting for, this is not our final home. This is not where we're settling.
Yes.
We're waiting for the King to come and take us away from the world.
Exactly.
So we need to know that this is passing. It's not, we don't put our foundation, our core, our claws into the world.
Yeah.
You know?
So we shouldn't get comfortable here.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're just pilgrims
Yeah.
waiting. And while we're waiting, we should also remember the great controversy, right? And there is a controversy between secular world and Christianity. There are certain principles in the secular world that are in contrast to our
Yes.
Christian world.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at the secular world, it's all about yourself. It's about
Yeah.
exalting yourself, getting what you want, doing what you want to do. Everything's just
Exactly.
about self. Where Christianity is about serving other people, living as Christ,
Yeah.
being meek and humble. So there is a kind of a versus Christianity versus secularity.
Yes.
And I think when it's difficult for us, when there's that grey line, I think we should, like you said, we should pray and we should ask the Holy Spirit to show us, because many times, see, the world does good things in the eye of people, but God sees the
Yeah.
heart. And the Holy Spirit can convict us, even if we ourselves are doing good
Yeah.
things that seems okay to the world, but God knows that it's maybe selfish or
Yes.
it's just for self-gain.
Yes.
Where it seems like you're doing good or it's a humble act,
So it's
but
true intent. Why
Yeah.
you're really doing it.
Yeah. And not only that, but for us to know the difference between good and bad,
Yes.
it can't spring up from nowhere. We
Yes.
need to go back to the Bible. The
Yeah.
Bible should determine the good from the
Yeah.
bad.
Like the Bible, the Bible is the Bible is called the canon, and the canon actually means a rule of faith. So the Bible should be our rule
Wow.
of faith.
Yes.
What we should use to see if is that good, is that bad. We
Yeah.
shouldn't look at the world and say the world says this is good, but we should look at the Bible
And see
Yes.
the
and
Bible.
say the Bible is our benchmark. That's the rule of faith that we should live by.
Yes. Yes.
Because there are going to be stuff in the world that are going to be contradictory to us as Christians. But then how should we live as this? Because we are Christians, and it seems to me that we want to live half in the world
Yes.
and half as Christians. Can we do that?
With guidance and with the Holy Spirit, it's very possible, I
Okay.
think. Because there's a lot of course, as human beings, we're born into sin.
Yeah.
We want to exalt ourselves. We want to listen to the best music and, participate in the best shows. But in real essence, we need to tie that down with God.
Yeah.
He should be there when we're making such decisions.
Yes.
So that the confusion isn't there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we want to be a part because we want to feel that we're accepted, and
Yes.
and there's all those. It's like you want to treat the symptoms, but there's a reason why it's there. There's that real illness, that sickness, that yearning for love and God can fulfill that, and you can be complete in God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, we shouldn't be judgmental and say, no, you're doing wrong. We should see why they're acting that way. Like, why is the world searching to exalt self?
Yeah.
There's something else missing,
Yeah.
and that's Jesus. Like, you've got to come back to Jesus
Yeah.
and a relationship with Him.
To me, I think it's always just a balance. You should have a balance. We should live as balanced Christians, because when you say, no, I don't want anything to do with the world, I'm going to seclude myself of the world, because then you're not going to reach the world.
Exactly.
And that's what we want to do. We
Yes.
want to reach the world. But then, in a sense, we also know that we can't live fully in the world, because there are certain things that will distort our view of the world, and we need the Bible.
Yes.
So once again, like you said, those 4 points, we must use it. We should have intelligent faith.
Yes.
We should know and look at the world and see what's going on in the world. We shouldn't be oblivious to what's going on.
Yes.
Not naive.
Yes,
as
so we
if-
should have that intelligent faith. And so that when we converse with people, when we talk to them, we can say, we can talk to them as normal people would talk, but yet we can always link it to the Bible and to God. And I think that's exactly what Jesus was trying to say with the Sermon on the Mount when he said, you are the light of the world.
Yeah.
We should light up their path. And like you said, Audrey, to Psalm 19, where it says that, or Psalm 119, where it says that your word is a light unto my path.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
We should bring them to the Bible, bring them back to God.
And I think like Jesus, even if Jesus is our example, he was among people.
Yes.
But he lived between the multitude and the mountain.
Yes.
Because he went back in on the evenings or in the mornings to go pray.
Yes.
Yes.
And then he'd go back and go
Yes.
serve people. He wasn't
Yes.
just among people, just among the world.
Yes.
But he knew where he got his
Yes.
energy
Power
from
Yes.
and his...
And
yeah,
that leads us to devotional. I mean, we need to
Exactly.
be praying and reading the Bible and just every morning at least, you
Yes.
know, touch your
Yeah.
little, you know.
So in short, how would you guys say, all of us are young people, we're living in a world, secular world, how can we as young people be effective witness and live in a world and not compromise on our faith?
It starts with knowing the good and the bad,
Okay.
which comes back to the Bible.
Yes.
It's like it all
Exactly.
falls down to
Back
the
to that.
Bible. Yeah. As long as you know what's good and what's bad, then you'll know where it comes
Yeah.
from, then you should be
To
fine.
discern.
Yeah. And
So
just-
that personal worship every day with God, that you spend your time at the mountain, you know, you're with God at the mountain, you're worshiping Him, you're getting guidance from Him, but then you also go to the multitude, you live in the world as
Yes.
a witness to Him, as a light in the dark world. Definitely. And then also to have that intelligent faith.
Intelligent faith.
Definitely.
Intelligence that's something else.
Yes. So I think we've exhausted this topic. We kind of got what the world is at odds with Christianity most of the
Yes.
time. But there are certain things in the world that we can still gather from that.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
can still live in this world
That is
and
good.
enjoy a lot of things in
Yeah.
the world. But we are Christians and we should be based on the Bible and the Bible alone.
Yes.
And we should definitely not go away from that or compromise on our faith.
Yes.
And we
To
should
be-
base everything on Christ and Christ alone. We have discussed this topic at length and we have seen that as a Christian, we can still live in this world. You might be thinking today, man, I'm in a secular campus. I don't have any Christian friends, but you can be a light to them. We can know that we can live as light bearers for Christ. And we know that the Bible is the way that we should build our faith on. Only through Christ can we do this.
Yeah.
We can't do it on our own strength. And that's why we need that personal relationship with God every day. So we hope this program has inspired you and helped you in your spiritual walk and also to be a better witness for Christ Himself. If you have any questions or queries, you can contact us with the details are on the screen. And if you want a deeper walk with Christ, you can also contact us and we'll send you some additional information. Thank you for joining us and consider this.